Hey y'all, welcome back to the vlog. It is Wednesday morning. Yes, it is Wednesday morning, the day the vlog goes live. This weekend was absolutely crazy, both good and bad. Speaking of good and bad, I have good news and bad news to share with y'all this week. I'm not going to start with either of those. I'm going to start with a project. One thing we've been having trouble with at the campground, especially on band nights, is people coming and sneaking in to the park for free to use the services that our guests pay for. Solution has begun. Here's the fence that goes down the state park side. And yes, everybody, there's going to be a gate. But we are building a fence. Went and rented a air compressor and a air hammer to hammer these in amongst all the roots. But the guys are just starting to get started on the project, and they are laying out the poles, and we're going to have this entire area fenced off, and it will keep people hopefully from sneaking in. It'll only keep the people that are just a little dishonest. For the regular criminals out there, they'll just go around it, but we're going to take it right here to the water's edge. Now, I think that will be a good thing for the park. You saw the gate. We had a couple of seasonals who were upset because they cut through here, go up the little hill right there onto Godfrey Bridge Road. And then there's a swimming hole. I will show you. There's a swimming hole over on this side, so they'll go down to that side. Now, we've had a ton of rain, thank goodness, because we were experiencing a drought that was causing water pressure issues in the campground, so hopefully this has helped. There's a swimming hole over here. So they either come in from this side, which is not as easy ingress into the swimming hole, or they'll cross over this little wooden bridge. And there's a sandy beach right there. And they'll come down here and swim. They'll put their tubes in, and then they will tube down the Wading River. And then on the other side of the park, just outside of the park, we have a place called John Dean's Landing. They get off their tubes there, they walk the dirt road back into the campground and start it over. But you can see right here, I think you can, the water's maybe 3 or 4 feet deep, and all weekend they're here. There's one of the poles right there that they're getting ready to put in. So they're going to go back and get the air compressor, and they're going to get the slammer, the power slammer, and they're going to start sinking those posts into the ground. Now, off to the bad news, and it's bad. Oh, I'd stated that I was going to talk about the gate. So I had some seasonals come to us and request that we did not block it off because they like to go to the river I just showed you. So the concession we've made is I spent an extra $150 on the project and bought that 6-foot gate. And that 6-foot gate will be open on the weekends, Friday and Saturday and Sunday. All during the week when the park is hardly used, it will stay locked, because I have to pay somebody to come down to the woods and lock it and unlock it. So on the weekends, if you're a seasonal or a guest, you'll still have easy river access. So you say, it's a campground, what news could be bad? Well, here's our train. I gave you all the tour of the train last week with a big metal cable attached to it. So, oh man, it got messed up when we were towing it. So the train over Father's Day weekend broke down. Tried to get a tow company because it would not move. We tried to get a tow company to come and tow it and take it to some place to get it fixed. And because of the way the body is designed, nobody would come and tow it. So we drug it back here with the tractor. Did a little bit of damage, not much, but that damage doesn't really matter. So just last week I put brand new carburetor, flushed out the radiator because things were not going well. Well, things are going worse now. So I had to call a mobile mechanic. So we drug it back here with that big yellow tractor back there, the front end loader. And got it back here. I was able to contact a mobile mechanic who happens to also be a guest at the park. And he agreed to come out this week and look at the train and tell me how much it was going to cost to fix it. Sadly to say, and this train, y'all don't understand if you have not been to our park, this train is like royalty to the park. This train is full of history. It's like it says CJ5 that the original owners in the 60s built the train on. So this train is, the Jeep frame is all that's down there, the frame, the motor, and the grill. Everything else was stripped away. And this train body was welded to the frame. And they've been using it ever since for hours and hours of enjoyment on the weekends. Well, I got to come up with a solution because this motor is completely locked up. And you cannot find a good, it's a 1962 Jeep right over there. You cannot find a Willys Kaiser motor in one of these rebuild shops. You know, there are a lot of places you can get a rebuilt engine. You just trade your old engine and get a new engine and go on about your business. That doesn't exist for this engine. We called a lot of local parts houses. We called a lot of local scrap yards. No one has this engine in working condition. Research online shows that really the only thing that's a swap out for this engine is from an Australian Ford Ute. If you don't know what a Ute is, a Ute looks like a small El Camino or Ranchero. It's a car truck, but they've got a 170 horsepower motor that will fit and bolt into this. Can't find one. So I asked about rebuilding it. So to rebuild it, they said it would be anywhere from $8,000 to $12,000. And that is to put it back to stock. But the problem I'm worried about if we do that is everything else is old. Will the transmission be able to handle the power from a newly built motor? I don't know. And getting it out of here. This hood does not come off. So what is the cost of removing the body so we can remove the engine and then weld everything back on? So I don't know. For now, we are trying to figure out, we've got a 1950 something, I think it's a 50 something, got a 1950s something Massey Ferguson farm tractor that we're trying to figure out how to put a tow bar or a tow ball on the back of it and use that to pull the train with, Or I've got a 87 Ford pickup truck, 4-wheel drive, and possibly we can tow it with that, which means we'll still be given train rides, but it won't be the same. So this is probably how the seasonals are going to find out through this video. A lot of our seasonals here watch our videos, and that's how they keep up with what's going on in the park lots of times. But they're not going to be happy. I've got a 11 o'clock. It's 10:21 right now. I've got an 11 o'clock meeting with the ownership group to discuss the train. So maybe I'll know more in a day or two once they talk about it. But what I'm being told right now is they're not going to spend $8,000 to $12,000 on the train, because on the books the train's only valued at probably $2,500, and there's other ways to tow it. So the other thing I've thought about doing is trying to find a donor vehicle, take the measurements, remove the body off of the Jeep, maybe find like, and I'm just shooting this out because I don't know if it'll fit on this or not. We have to figure out, but find like an 83 Ford Ranger with a 4-cylinder and take the body off of that and weld the train to that, or a Chevy S10 or another Jeep product. I don't know, maybe we can find, I don't know. If you know, go in the comments. If you know anything about that Willys motor, man, I'd love to know more. And I'm at a loss. Now, I'll show you something else. This happened yesterday, and thank goodness we have the cameras. And I was able to confront the person who did this yesterday, and now they are buying me a new gate arm. Let's go take a look. So Tuesday night, Cindy and I are in the office still working. We have here a ruckus outside because the speaker at the gate is always on. And we had somebody ram the gate. You can see the best we could get it fixed is that right there. Sorry I had to let the truck go through, but as you can see, she is bent like no tomorrow. So we added some aluminum here because you can see she be gone. I'm gonna order a new one, about $380. But I don't understand. We've got a video here, and we're able to watch the video. Immediately when I saw the truck, I identified it. I knew exactly whose truck it was. They admitted to it, but you know, the after hours phone number's on that door. All you got to do, if you can't get in the gate, is call me. And if I'm not in the park, the maintenance manager, Mike, is in the park. If I'm not in the park, I drop the phone off with Mike. Somebody's always here, 24/7. So it's just concerning. You know, our seasonals say they love the park and that it's the weekenders that tear it up. And from the last 5 or 6 events we've had, weekenders haven't been involved. So it's just disconcerting. I'm going to take you down to the pond and then we'll talk about some good news. Remember I told you that we were in a drought? Pond has come way up. We had so much rain the last 2 days, but the rain came so fast the ground could not absorb the water, and all around the pond we've got these deep ruts that have been created by the runoff from the hill, and I mean they're deep. So we didn't have any material. I needed a, see, this is kind of a rock, dirt base here. So yesterday afternoon, I called a rock companies, and I bought 2 dump truckloads, one of just regular Jersey stone and one of this dirt rock mix. It's $2,000. He gave me a deal, and he didn't charge me for an emergency delivery. And so we got to get the tractor before we open this weekend, because all these cabins are rented. So it's another project for probably tomorrow morning. Is we'll come down here and fill that in. They started a little bit right here, but the rains came again yesterday afternoon. So what's the good news? So the good news is, and this may not be good to everybody, it's good for Cindy and I, and we're excited about it, and we hope y'all are excited about it for us too, is we've got our deal worked out with Ivy, and we'll be back next year for our 3rd season here. And we did a little bit early this year because they were hounding us, like, because this is a hard park up in New Jersey to find people to work. And so yeah, we got it worked out, and we'll be back next year. We're excited about it, and I think it's going to be a good thing. But that will be our last year. After next year, we'll be taking Social Security. I want to be able to go visit my parents and my kids. We want to just travel the way we want to travel, and we should have enough money saved after next year to replenish our savings account from all the stuff happened with the selling of our business and our son dying and all that stuff that ended up costing us almost all of our savings. So we're almost there. So let me ask your opinion here. Can you tell a difference in the lily pads? This side, no. This side, don't you think it looks a lot more thinned out? Especially look down there. And people can fish now, and we're still doing more. We had somebody in the comments say, drag a chain through it and it will rip it out at the roots. And by golly, that has been the easiest thing that we have done so far. So we've done this side, looks so much better. We worked along this shore. We're leaving everything in the corners, but we've really worked on this shore, and you can see all the pulp right there from the parts that are dying and floating up. So then, you know, the seasonals were all get them out, get them out, get them out. It's taking over the pond. Now that we're taking them out, it's like, what about the fish? You've got to leave habitat for the fish. So you try to make person 1 through 6 happy, and person 7 through 10 gets unhappy. So we're trying to come up with a happy mix. But you can definitely tell down here that we have made a lot of improvement on the pond. It has been a lot of work, but we're trying to leave right along the edges so the fish can bed, and we're trying to clear out spots like that out in the middle so the kids can put their bobbers out there and they can fish and enjoy the pond while the fish still have habitat. Let me know in the comments what you think about the progress that we have made so far on the pond. Personally, I think it's looking better. Are we through? No. I want to clear a spot out right over there. And we started working right there a little bit, and we need to work on that a little bit more. But all it takes is time, money, and manpower. All those are in short supply. So it's getting close to time for our meeting with ownership to talk about the train situation. Maybe after that meeting, I'll have a little bit of time to share what that is with you. And then I'm probably going to have to edit this up, so we'll have something to watch tonight. But I have been feeling I feel a little lightheaded right now. I'm fighting some kind of illness or something. I've had upset stomach for 3 days. I feel like I have no energy. I don't know if you can see it in my face and in my voice. I'm extremely tired, and yeah, so y'all pray for me to start feeling better. But I haven't taken the time. I have to take that back. I took half a day on Monday. I just laid on the sofa, and I took half a day on Sunday, that evening, when I was really feeling bad, and Cindy had to go out and handle some of the issues in the park. I would like to take a minute while I'm driving over to my meeting. Y'all have been awesome, and I appreciate it. We got an order for 6 of Cindy's bracelets that we sell on eBay, and I think she still got 2 or 3. I'll link them in the pinned comment and the description. I think there's 2 or 3 bracelets still available. She's halfway finished working on this order of 6, and then we'll get some more stocked in the store. But y'all, thank y'all for that. I'm really shocked that we've only sold one of our we've only sold one of our Sharing the Journey stickers. I reduced the price. They're in the eBay shop. Not sure about that. I'll link that too. And then the cookbooks, y'all are amazing me with buying cookbooks. I'm assuming most of the cookbooks that we've sold have been viewers, but I think we've sold 10 cookbooks this month, which is awesome. We're self-published a RV related cookbook on Amazon using KDP. And hold on. I drive as fast as you move your mouth, and so I actually need to speed up to keep up with you.
I love you.
Y'all have a good day.
Edit that out.
Maybe. That's actually one of the seasonals that likes us. So I want to thank y'all for doing that. And the cookbook's got like, I think 12 5-star reviews. So Cindy and I are happy about that. So I'm headed into the office, do a little bit of paperwork, have this meeting with ownership, and then I'll give y'all an update and we'll see how things are going. And maybe we'll pop in and see how the fence is being built before I go home and edit this. So Cindy is tied up in the store with the Zuka delivery, trying to get ready for the weekend. They bring in milk and eggs and meat and that sort of stuff, bread, some sodas, that sort of stuff. We can actually buy Pepsi products cheaper from Zuka than we can from our Pepsi rep, which makes no sense at all. So we don't buy Pepsi and Coke from Pepsi and Coke. We buy it from Zuka. So the entire conversation about the train came with 0 solutions. They're gonna have to talk about it, that sort of stuff. I see the dump truck is down here and the big yellow tractor. So that means that they're working on fixing the ruts. Hello. Thank goodness we've got actual heavy equipment here. The last few campgrounds we've been at have not. So this is the dirt rock mix, and they're slowly filling in all of the ruts. So this is what I spent $2,000 on. People always say, why does it cost so much to go camping? Because it costs so much to keep a campground up and running. So over there is the maintenance pickup truck, GMC, no air conditioning, of course. So that means that the guys have come back into the woods to work on the fence. So we're gonna go back here, and they've got the tractor back here. This is gonna be the tractor we pull the train with. And so we rented a big commercial air compressor because digging in the forest to put poles in the ground is no bueno. This is our, I want to say it's a 50s something Massey Ferguson farm tractor. It's what we use to grade the roads with. And I see they've been able to, they're testing out the new trailer hitch for the to pull the train with. So that's good. Here's the big air compressor. And the poster in the ground. That was a lot easier than digging.
I think so. Way easier. Way easier.
So they just put a line through here, stayed on the line, spaced them out. It looks like we're gonna come to right here. Another one right there. Here's what the air jackhammer thing looks like. It's got a hydraulic line. You hook it into the air compressor and it just throws it into the ground. So they just got the last post in right here. So here's the old fence that the flood tore down and washed away. So we're going to bring the new fence down through here, connect this back to the post. This is going to be a little bit lower fence. I mean, this is a lot lower grade. I mean, back here, once you get past that piece of chain link, this is just farm fence. I think we're going to try to take up the barbed wire. I don't think that's allowed anymore, but let's go look at the other end. So here's the old fence where it comes down the main road, comes right here, and then this is where everybody was sneaking in. So we're going to put a gate on this portion right here. There's the gate, and we will lock it and unlock it during the week, and we will go from there. But I think this is going to help provide the needed security we need at the park. Looks like they've almost got it finished. They got to bring one more bucket full of rock down here, and another project will be finished for the weekend. So Cindy and I are always looking at ways to get new people into the park. And so we had the opportunity to have a conversation with a group that runs a daycare for adults that have different types of disabilities and that sort of stuff. And so they wouldn't be camping overnight. They would be just day use, but the company does not really allow day use of the park. And so we worked out a deal to where during the week they've rented out this grove area right here, and they've got a counselor for every client. And so during the week they're renting the grove as if they are a group reservation, paying the full price, and that way they get to experience the pool. And there's a group of them. They just came in and bought fishing rods in the store, and they're taking them fishing down in our pond. So they brought one group today, and they'll bring another group tomorrow, which is Wednesday and Thursday. And then they won't be overwhelmed by the crowds that we have on the weekend. But it's just another way, thinking outside of the box, to get occupancy up. Because we're working out right now the new pricing for next year's seasonals. And I've talked with ownership, and I'm happy with the solution I think we've come up with. It's going to be a very minor increase for next year, and it is about 1/3 of what ownership wanted to do. So that was also part of this week's conversation with ownership, and I am pleased with the outcome. We didn't raise rates at all last year, so especially with just getting a very minimal raise in rates this year, I'm happy with. So Cindy's got a few things she needs me to move into the store from the Connex that she had the guys bring down so we can finish stocking the store. Then I'm going to go and edit this video and start loading it. So there'll be something to watch tonight. I don't know if it's going to be a premiere or not. I guess we'll find out. You'll find out when you're watching it. I'm really feeling under the weather, and I probably will go to bed early tonight. I don't know what has gotten a hold of me, but I am not enjoying it. So let me check on Cindy, and then I'm going to go back to the camper, edit and upload, and I'll see y'all in the movies, as they say. Thank y'all for coming again, and thanks again for all the support with buying the cookbook and Cindy's bracelets and whatnot. Check out our stickers, and we will see you next week. Thank you very much. Have a great camping week.